4, 3.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from their dollar car rental studio. This is the Dave Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I am John Deloney here with my good friend, best-selling author, #1 YouTube star, the one and only Mr. Anthony O'Neill. We're taking your calls on life, on money, helping you with anything that's going on in your heart, in your home, in your pocketbook. Anthony, how are we doing this today?
I need to cut on the mic. Yeah.
There we go.
It's just my first time on the show since the New Year's, and I forgot how to cut on the mic. All right. Not cut on, turn on the mic. Got to work on my grammar.
I like cut on.
Hey, man, listen, I got to get better. I'm doing well, man. You know, it's a beautiful time to just really reset, refocus, and to get it going, man. So I'm excited just to be doing what I do with you all and with Dave, and so I'm excited to help some people out today.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, let's go out to Tyson in Chicago, Illinois. Tyson, how are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Outstanding. Good, man. How can we help?
So I am 15, and I've been mowing lawns since I was 12. I am looking to take my small business to the next level. I have found two of my friends who are interested in partnering with me, and we would mow about 3 areas across a 20-mile area. And I'm wondering what we should do. Do we need to file it for an LLC? What should we do about taxes? Stuff like that.
Oh, man, that's a great question, Tyson. Have you purchased my Teen Entrepreneur Toolbox Kit?
I haven't.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to send you one. I want you to stay on the line. When we get done talking with you, Kelly will get you one because you're asking a lot of great questions. No, I do not want you to get an LLC, okay? I want you to do a DBA, okay? And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that because I want you to avoid fees. And really when it comes to teen entrepreneurship, it's really about learning the mindset of the entrepreneur while also doing the work and while also being legal. So I'm going to show you how to do all 3 of those things. But here's one thing I want to caution you with. You're going into business with 3 friends. What I want you to do is really focus on just how do you do it yourself, one, and then maybe another friend. But now this is 3 friends, 3 different families, and I like how you're dreaming, you're expanding already. But I would really want to encourage you to start off yourself, maybe within a 10-mile radius, maybe pick up 10 clients, figure things out for yourself as a business, then bring in friends once you really know how to do it. But I love the way you're thinking already, man. How many clients do you have already, Tyson?
So I have about 4 that I do currently. This past summer, I made about $2,000.
Okay.
Doing that. So that's been pretty good.
And so when you say next level, what does that mean, Tyson?
Well, I mean, like what we were thinking about is, doing some marketing and making like shirts with the company name and logo on it and website, stuff like that.
No, man. I know the younger generation thinks like shirts and stuff like that is cool, great. But right now, you need to be generating money, not setting up things that's going to take away from your money. Now, if you want a shirt just so you look good when you're out there cutting grass, that's great. I have no problem with that. Get you a nice little shirt, slap a logo on there, and be good. Right now, I'm thinking about how do you pick up more clients? Okay, $2,000 in cutting grass is great, but you'll see inside the Teen Entrepreneur Toolbox Kit, there's a guy just like you, started at 15. He was making $40,000 a year cutting grass, but he kept his expenses very minimum, and he had close to about 35 clients that he was cutting every single week. Then check this out, Tyson. In the winter months, he didn't cut grass. He went and shoveled snow. So depending on where you are, he adapted to the season and kept his expenses low. So I want you to stay on the line. Kelly's going to get you the Teen Entrepreneur Toolbox Kit. I'm going to teach you everything. I'm going to teach you how to secure the bag at a young age, and you're going to be straight.
Thank you.
And Tyson, go knock on the door today and get one more job, okay? No T-shirts, no advertisement, no secret Facebook campaigns. Just go knock on a door. and you've got it. All right, let's go to Courtney in Detroit. Courtney, how are we doing?
I'm doing well, John and Anthony. How are you?
Doing
Good
great.
deal. How can we help?
Good. So I'm going through an interesting season. 2020 was beautiful, and so I'm going through a divorce.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks. And I have some significant mental health issues, and I'm looking to start over, but I'm trying to figure out what that looks like for a house and how much I should spend and how long I should wait. Sorry, I know that's a lot. But.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great question. How is your divorce process going right now? Is it at least moving smoothly? I know it's probably not the greatest experience, but is it going smoothly at least?
Yeah, I just printed out the paperwork online. We don't have any kids or anything.
Okay. All right.
All we have is a house together. So.
And you're going to sell the house?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. And what's your income right now?
I just got a $15,000 raise, so
Great.
I'm at $60,000.
$60,000. So that means you're at about like $50,000, probably about 46, 47 net. Yeah. How much debt are you in after the divorce?
The divorce should pay off everything.
Okay.
So I sold my car. I'm renting right now for about $1,000 a month.
Okay.
And should net about 12 to 15 grand from the sale of the house.
Okay.
So should have a little bit of a down payment.
Okay, cool. Before we think about a down payment, what's going to be in your savings account?
That's funny. Well, that's the timing thing. So 10 grand and then saving up for the down payment.
There you go. You just said exactly what I was going to tell you. I think right now with you coming out of divorce, I'll let John check in with you on the divorce side of things. But from a practical side of things, I want you to take that money from the divorce. Make sure you pay off all of your personal debt. All right. Because you're going to be ahead of the game with the average person who leaves a marriage. Normally they leave the marriage with stress, with debt, with issues. So you're leaving unfortunately, in a good way, in a healthier way. So what I want you to do is go ahead and put that money in your savings account. Go ahead and establish at least 3 to 6 months. And then after that, let's go ahead and start pocketing money for a down payment. But if I was you, I'm going to sit for 2 years and see where is my life going from here. And it sounded like you were saying, ooh, but there's nothing wrong with dating.
That's a long time.
Yeah, well, it's a long time to make sure that you are going to be in Detroit, Michigan, or you may find you someone and you may be moving. So, I mean, I would say give yourself some time to adjust to your new life, save up for a down payment. Then once you're in a healthy place, okay, I'm going to be here. I'm in a healthier place. I'm healed. I can think straight. Then, yes, go ahead and get you a house.
I think, Anthony, that's so wise. When you're coming off a divorce, it's so tempting to want to jump into the next stable thing, and you end up jumping into water that is way too deep for you to swim. Courtney, you've got to grieve the loss. You got to get your hands and heart and health back. You got to get your head around the mental health issues. Go see a professional. Get your head on that, screwed on straight. Anthony is dead right. 2 years minimum before you buy a house. You need to get your soul back, and then you can start thinking about buying a house.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Dr. John Deloney. And I'm joined here by my good friend and fellow Ramsey personality, best-selling author, Mr. Anthony O'Neill. We are taking your calls about life, taking calls about your money, taking calls about anything that's going on in your heart and mind. We are here for you. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Kevin in Bentonville, Arkansas. Kevin, what's going on, man? How can we help?
Hey, fellas. So a couple of years ago, I co-signed a loan with my son's mother because she didn't really have any options due to her credit. And here recently, she has been defaulting on the payments, and it's really wrecking my credit. So I was just calling to see what options I had available to try and get my name off that and get everything fixed up for me.
Oh, man. So let's break this down one more time. You co-sign or they co-sign on something for yourself?
I co-signed for them.
Okay. And what you co-sign for, what is it?
It's a car.
Okay, cool. How much is the car payment?
It's about $250 a month.
Okay, $250 a month. All right. How much longer do y'all have to pay on the car?
There's about $7,000 or $8,000 left,
okay.
So not a ton. But because she hasn't been paying it lately, it's really tanked my credit. I was right at about 700, and now I'm below 600.
Okay, all right, understandable. What's your financial situation at right now? How much money do you make a year?
My net last year was about $35,000.
$35,000. Okay. How much money do you have in the savings right now?
So my savings, I just wiped it out because I just bought a house.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have zero. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm not going to dive into on the deep end side of why we teach people to not do co-signing because you've already done it. So I don't want to feel like we are attacking you in this one. But this is one reason why we say do not do it. Number two, right now there's nothing you can do. Really the only thing you can do is make the payment. You signed the piece of paper saying, hey, if something happened, I will make the payment. So legally right now, you need to make the payment of $250 and get it caught up. I'm not really concerned about my credit score. What I'm concerned about is I don't want nothing coming no one coming after me to recoup this balance once it goes through collection. I don't want no one calling me and my family bugging me about someone else's car stuff. But I signed up for that as a co-signer. So with that being said, I'm going to advise you right now, have a conversation with the individual you co-signed for, get a game plan and say, hey, listen, I have to step in, but everything that I do pay, eventually we're going to have to talk about, okay, how am I going to get this money back? But unfortunately right now, the only thing you can do, Kevin, is just step in, make the payments, or pay it off. But right now, you're not in a financial position to definitely pay it off. So you need to make those payments. You sign up for it as a co-signer. Bottom line.
Okay.
So do you get
Understood.
that?
Thank you.
Yeah, you got that. There is no magic pill here. No silver bullet on this one.
You just got to bite the bullet.
Right, and that's what a co-signer is, right, Anthony?
Yeah.
It's the bank says, I'm not going to give her the money. I'll give both of you the money, right?
Right.
Well, you're on the hook for it then.
And here's the thing, and this is why I teach people, especially like my generation. Are you in my generation?
Yeah, of course I am.
How old are you?
59.
Oh, yeah, definitely in my generation.
Not really. I'm not 59.
I know you're not. You're in my generation.
I'm 27.
Right. Definitely not 27. But like I was saying, this is why I teach our generation, specifically that 20, 30, young 40s, to avoid co-signing. Everyone has good intentions up front, okay? But life does happen. And the last thing you want to do is go into something thinking it's good and a dream turns into a nightmare. A kind gesture turns into a wrong gesture. You have to start thinking about your future, what you want to do. And at the end of the day, you do not want to co-sign someone being a slave to a lender.
Right.
Okay. And so for me, no, I'm not going to co-sign for you, John, to get a car because for one, I don't believe in debt. And so I'm not going to help you do something that that I believe in.
Right.
I don't believe in. And so you want to avoid that. And then let's say if I did do that, I don't want down the road life happen to you. I'm over here living good with my wife, my kids, and we're going after our future. We're building our wealth. Then all of a sudden I get a call saying, hey, John missed his payments and we're about to repo the car. And this is about to hurt you in your situation.
That's right.
And so we really have to start thinking that there's nothing wrong with saying no. Because saying no actually helps the individual.
No, it's a gift. And, man, think of Kevin's heart here. The mother of his kid needs to get from A to B.
Yep.
He wants to help out.
Yeah.
And what he's done down the road has hurt both of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He really has, man. And
do not co-sign. Hey, banks aren't your friend, right? We think of banks as our friend. They're not. They are trying to make money off of you.
Banks are a tool because we all need a bank.
That's
but
right.
They're not our friend.
And so if a bank won't loan your buddy money, think about it, right?
Yeah.
Why should you?
Right.
Right?
Right.
The bank has done the math and said, they're probably not going to pay us back.
Here's the truth. I won't even loan my friends money.
No. I'll give you the money or
I'll
we'll
give
walk
it to
away.
you. If I cannot afford to give it to you, then I'm not gonna loan it to you at all.
Because I don't want to screw up my friendship. That's exactly right, man.
I don't have time for that.
All right, let's go to Kevin in Boston. Kevin, how are we doing?
Hey, not too bad. How you doing, John and Anthony?
Outstanding,
great.
outstanding. How can we help?
Yes. So I am on baby step 2, and I have my federal student loans sandwiched in between my consumer debt and then my private student loans. I don't know if I should postpone the federal student loans due to the Biden administration promising all sorts of. Okay.
No.
So pretty much just go for it.
Yes, and listen, and this has nothing to do with Biden. This has nothing to do with President Trump. This has nothing to do with that. Do not wait on the government to take care of your house. Bottom line.
Right.
Okay. And let's just say Biden and his administration presents something to the Congress. It still has to get approved through the Congress. And studies have shown us, facts have shown us, student loan forgiveness is not happening. Now, I'm not saying it cannot happen in the future, but what I am saying is, man, you sound like a smart young man. You sound like you know exactly what you need to do. What I'm saying is you start going down the journey to take care of your house. And then if the government does do something to where they do forgive, they do some stuff like that, then yes, take advantage of it. But as of right now, do not postpone your future at the possibility of what the Congress and what the president administration may do, because facts are showing us it may not happen, bro.
And Kevin,
Right.
this is just this is a character question.
Yep.
Did you walk into an office and look down at a piece of paper and sign your name and say, "You're going to help me go to school, I'm going to pay you back"?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
Wait, sorry. Can you repeat that question? Sorry.
Sure. Did you
if I walk into an office,
did you walk into your financial aid office and you look down the piece of paper and somebody that you don't even know said, "I'm going to give you the money to go to school," and you said, "I'm going to pay you back. And I'm going to sign my name to this piece of paper assuring you that I'm going to be a person of character and pay you back"?
No, yeah. After reading Dave's book, that's not what I should have done in this.
No. I'm just saying, is that what happened?
Yeah, it pretty much is. Yeah, I was a little naive to sign. Yeah.
Yeah. We all were. We all were. Right?
Yep.
I'm the same boat. I had a bunch of zeros after my loans. But the reality is, like Anthony said, waiting for some dragon to come through and, some fairy godmother to come take away what you said you were going to do. You said, if you loan me the money, I'm going to pay for it. To me, it's a character issue, man. Do the best you can, get that paid off, keep it in line, and then keep rocking and rolling, man.
We'll talk about this after the break, because I agree with you 50%. It's a character issue. Because the other 50% why I do not agree is a character issue, because I think a lot of these young people don't know what they did.
Oh, I agree. There's some predatory. There's a predatory part to it, no question.
Yeah, so it's like 50%, character issue. 50% is naive, just didn't know.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I got you. But let's talk about the break, because we can have some fun with that one.
Because I love my people.
I love my people too, but pay your bills. You said you're gonna pay. I know we tricked you. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit nationalguard.com to find out more.
Dave Ramsey Show. I'm John Deloney, joined here by Ramsey personality and best-selling author, Mr. Anthony O'Neill. We're taking your calls on life, taking your calls on money. 888-825-5225. It's 888-825-5225. Or you can contact us at Ramsey Show. Speaking of at Ramsey Show, Anthony, your YouTube channel continues to lose its mind. Our friends and colleagues, their YouTube channels are going great. What's going on in your YouTube world, man?
Hey, man, I'm excited. Today we crossed 200,000 subscribers.
200,000.
Yeah, man, we just launched this channel about a few years ago. Did about 150,000 subscribers last year, and just really excited, man. What I'm seeing within my tribe, within my brand, is we have this 18 to about 40-year-old individual that is saying, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this norm. I really want to get out of debt or avoid debt and start building wealth, start a business at a young age. And so we just have this huge movement of young people hungry, both black, white, Hispanic, Mexican, you name it, young, all the way up to about 39, I would say, to be honest. We're saying, hey, yo, we're down with the cause. We want to be real. We want to be relevant. We want to be righteous, but we want to build wealth so we can start creating generational wealth. And so I want to encourage everyone, two things. Number one, I want you to go watch my most recent show with my good friend, your good friend, Chris Hogan. He and I sat down and talked for about 35 minutes on here's how you're going to win with your money in 2021. Already about 40,000 views. That just came out this week. And I mean, you just see young people getting excited. And so here's one thing. Parents, if you're listening to this, I want you to write down this number. Young people, if you're in between the ages of 18 to 39, I want you to write down this number. This year, I'm really focused on helping young people reach their goals, get out of debt, pay off student loans, go to college debt-free, go to grad school debt-free, and start building wealth. We're going to be teaching them how to really purchase a home, how to start a business. We're going to be really doing a lot of things. And so I want you to text this number ASAP, 615-930-3431. Again, that number is 615-930-3431. This is the official line to communicate directly with me and my team so that we can help our young people just get out of debt, avoid debt, and start building true wealth. And when I say true wealth, John, I'm talking about true wealth. We're not going to look like we have money. We're really going to have money.
Love it.
We're not just going to drive a BMW and be broke. No, we're going to have a BMW and be wealthy, And so if that's you between the ages of 18, 39, and even if you're just older and you just want to be a part of family as well, just give me a text, 615-930-3431, direct line to myself and my team. And this year, man, I'm sending out special things, special tips and tricks, and little nuggets to this family. And I'm releasing a podcast. I ain't going to say when, but they will be the first person to know because they're a part of the family.
So you mentioned generational wealth.
Yeah.
For so many of us.
Yeah.
Getting a paycheck is just so we can get some stuff, eat, rent, transportation, go on a date or two. But it's just to get some stuff. Explain what generational wealth means.
When I think of generational wealth, I think of my kids' kids. For an example, let's step back and then you'll see what I mean. We are in a world of fighting against debt. Okay. For an example, Wells Fargo, 2 family members last name, not upset with them. Rolls Royce, a car, family last name. How is it that I go from the O'Neill family when I was younger? I would go to Wells Fargo, a family, borrow money from them. On a credit card,
right,
or get a car loan to go over to Rolls Royce, for an example, to get a car, and then come back home to my family and I'm broke. How's it that I work Monday through Friday? Monday through Friday, I have this hard labor, but I have no fruit of my labor. Somebody else gets the fruit of my hard labor. And so generational wealth for me is I'm going to put in hard work, but I'm also going to put in hard work so my kids can have the fruit of my labor. So my grandkids can have the fruit of my labor. So my grandkids will know my last name because of my hard labor, because I was a good steward, I was wise, and I was thinking about them, not just thinking about how do I impress some lady. One of my biggest fear, I told this to my therapist probably about like 2 years ago. She said, why are you so hungry about being debt free? Like, why are you so hungry about this message? It's because I watched my mom tell me no on certain things that she should have told me yes on. And I said, I refuse to tell my wife no when I should have told my girlfriend no. I'm going to tell my wife yes, because I told them no a lot. A lot of people get upset at me now because I'll tell a young lady, I'm not taking you out to no $500 restaurant, you know what I'm saying? But I'll take my wife to $1,000 restaurant, you know? But I'm going to make the right moves. So to me, generational wealth is about thinking bigger than myself. It's about thinking about my kids. And that's what we're doing here at AO. We're building true wealth. We're thinking about our last name. We're starting businesses. We're avoiding debt. And we're really just switching our mindset and looking at things differently. A lot of people think that I want them to drive horrible cars. No.
You're looking at me when you said that.
Well, you drive a good car.
I don't, but it's cool.
But it's cool for you.
It gets me where I need to go.
That's it. And I want you to do what you want to do.
There we go.
But I'm gonna drive the car I want to drive, and I tell people that. People say, "Oh, that's not a Dave Ramsey car." But what's a Dave Ramsey car? A Dave Ramsey car is one that is debt free, got a fully funded emergency fund. He's fully investing, and he's on his mission. That's a Dave Ramsey car.
Your car's a Dave Ramsey car. Mine is not.
Yours is a Dave Ramsey car. It's paid for.
That's right.
And you got money in the bank.
Fair enough.
But see, me, I don't like hunting. You like hunting.
Right.
So you spend your money over there.
Right.
So, man, that's good. I ain't mad at you.
But at the end of the day, we're asking people to do this one hard thing.
What is that?
Plant seeds and tend the soil of a tree that you are never going to eat the fruit from.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Or you may get some.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you to turn around and face down your past, face down the thoughts, the images, all the stuff.
Yeah.
And then turn around and choose I'm going to be different.
Yeah.
So that those coming after me are going to be able to eat that tree.
So I bought like a few acres of land cash last year. And I will never see the benefits from that land. It will go to my kids.
There you go.
That's something that my parents can't do for me today. I could have spent that money and bought a better car. I could have spent that money. I could have used that money and did something else that benefited me.
Right.
But I'm like, no, I really want to build true wealth. I want to say that I have a portfolio, and when I die, I came into this world crying, and I'm going to leave this world smiling. Because I came in here crying, I'm going to look up at my wife, and I'm going to see her, and I'm going to see my kids, and I'm smiling because I know I'm leaving them with wealth, with joy, with peace, with freedom, not stress. And that is one thing that I'm really trying to teach to these young people. Like, hey, we can have life. We can enjoy life. We can have what we want. But are we really thinking about past us? The average person is going to leave their families when they pass with bills and benefits, not wealth, not freedom, not joy. And I refuse to be on this side. And so that's why if you are between the ages of 18 and 39, I got to stress this again. If you want to be serious about this mission, I want you to text 615-930-3431. Again, that's 615-930-3431. Tell your friends, come join the movement, because it's time for us young people to change our mindset and really start going after true wealth.
And if you want to go into 2021 on a high, join us next Tuesday night, January 12th at 7 p.m. for our free Reset live stream event to kickstart your money goals for 2021. That's any age, anybody, any group. 100,000 people plus have already signed up for this.
Yeah.
It's out of control. It's going to be Chris Hogan, Dave, Rachel Cruz, Craig Rochelle. They're going to give you the motivation and guidance you need to hit reset button and say goodbye to stress for good. Text RESET to 33789, or you can sign up at daveramsey.com/reset. That's reset to 33789, daveramsey.com/reset. We're going to start living differently starting now. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm John Deloney, joined here by Ramsey personality Anthony O'Neill, and we are taking your calls about your life, your money. 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Let's go to AJ in Indianapolis. AJ, what's going on? How can we help?
Hey, guys. I really appreciate you taking time to help me today.
Oh, man, thank you for taking time to call in. What can we do to help?
Yeah, so I just changed careers, which was a blessing, and now we have a very variable income, meaning it can be, anywhere from $300 to $500 less than what we need to live on each month, all the way up to $2,000 to $3,000 more. So I was just wondering, how do we best budget that? Just looking for tips on that.
Oh, man, such a great question, man. And both John and I's income fluctuates every single month, okay? So we are very familiar with this, and we see it as well. Here's something that I do from a practical standpoint is I actually do the budget off of the last 3 months average. So let's say, for an example, if I go back to the first quarter of this year, let's say if we was in, let's say April's, January, February, March, April. We're in April. I'm going to look at what was my average over the last 3 months. And whatever that average is, that's the lowest month. I'm actually going to make that my budget for the previous month. Now, here's the thing that you're going to have to really do is to pretty much make your living expenses off of that average. So your income, not your income, but your living expenses need to be less than 25% of that low point, not your high point. And let's just say, for an example, you do bring in an extra $2,000, but for an example, like for me, my summer months are extremely low. Okay, so July and August for me are my lowest months ever. So throughout the first 6 months, I'm actually pocketing money to go towards my June, July, and August budget. Okay, so if I'm making $2,000 more, for an example, I'm gonna set aside at least $1,500 of that to go towards my very low months. So when you get extra, your thing is you're still living off of that average, okay, and you're pocketing the rest for your low months. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And to provide a little background, we are on baby step 2.
Okay.
We're about 7,000 away from being out of that.
Okay.
Awesome. And so, would you suggest
Yes.
keeping a 3-month buffer and then whatever else is extra thrown at the debt, or how does that work?
So here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest that if for an example, let's just do easy math. Let's say, for an example, you need $5,000 to live every single month. But then for an example, in July, you're only going to make $2,500. So this means, let's say if you make an extra $7,000 this month, yes, I want you to put that extra $2,000 in the savings account because that's what you need to live off of the next month. Now, let's say, for an example, you make an extra $5,000. No, put the $2,000 aside for your low month, and then you put the rest of that money towards your debt. Because what I don't want you to do is have extra money. You put it all towards debt. Then you get to your low months that you already know you're going to have, and then you have no income to go towards that month. So yes, budget, be wise, but any extra, going ahead and add that to your debt.
Perfect.
And AJ,
Yep, thanks, guys.
I tend to lean a little more scarcity mindset. So I don't like to live that way from a relationship or mental health standpoint, but I like to budget for my lowest possible month.
Absolutely. And
that's where I live against. And that way, anything I know coming in is always going to be gravy on top. And so my wife and I said, here's what the lowest it's going to be this month. Let's budget against that. Anything above that, then we've got our savings and payoff priorities right there in line, right? Great question, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Vanessa in Utah. Vanessa, how's it going?
Good. Thank you so much for taking my call.
You betcha. How can we help?
So I am a full-time student. I work full-time, and I just had a baby, and now I'm basically a full-time mom all the time now. And that kind of lit a fire under my butt on getting on top of my finances. I've never really budgeted before. Me and my husband decided that we want better for our family in the future and long-lasting wealth, like you guys were talking about earlier. So I just had a conversation with my parents the other day that they're being very gracious and they're helping me pay for student loans. I have about $33,000 in student loans. I have a year and a half left. By the time I'm done when I start my career, I'll be making $80,000 a year. And they're giving me $400 a month to go towards whatever we need, but it's intended for helping with schooling that they had promised before and weren't able to help in prior years. And I have a car loan of about $1,200. And so I'm wondering if it would be smarter to put that money and pay off the car faster, or do I put that towards the student loans?
I'm going to take that money and add it all towards your debt snowball. So what's the lowest thing that you have right now in debt?
It would be probably my credit card,
okay,
which I just pay off every month. And then the thing is, I'm not very financially smart, I guess, and educated. And so I don't know, if my student loans, I can see they're broken up by each specific loan, but I know that when you graduate, it's all kind of just one big lump sum. So I'm not really sure how that works. So then there's $3,500 loan and $2,500 loan, this and that, and then it adds up.
Yeah. So Vanessa, one of the things that we teach here is the debt snowballs. So number one, I'm not going to, hammer this down your throat today, but you already know what I'm about to say. You got to cut up the credit card. I get the idea of paying it off every single month, but you know what I teach there. So that's that. After that, I want you to line up all your debt from smallest to largest. So I want you to break down your student loans, A loan, B loan, C loan, D loan, and attack it that way. So make all your minimum payments, on each one. And then the extra that you have left over from the $400 that your mom are giving you or from your income, put that towards the smallest loan. Work it the exact same way. So I'm not saying, hey, just put one towards the lump sum of a loan. No, knock out one loan, A loan, B loan, C loan, D loan, and then go from there. And how much is your car worth?
I'm not really sure. I bought it at $22,000.
Okay. All right. How much? When did you buy it?
2017.
2017. So you should be right around 15, 16, and probably, what kind of car is it?
It's a CRV.
CRV. Okay, cool. So it should be worth right around 13 then. So I would definitely attack that. I mean, once you get a job, I would definitely attack that. Your parents are taking good care of you, so that's a good thing.
Okay.
And Vanessa,
awesome. Thank you so much.
Vanessa,
thank you.
Full-time student, full-time employee. Now you're a mom. You grew a human.
Yeah.
All of this in 2020. I don't ever want you to say the words, "I'm not that smart," ever again. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
For you, someone who is willing to grind and work hard and be a person of high responsibility and character integrity, this is an easy thing for you to figure out. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Put your head to it, put your mind to it, put your heart to it. You're going to be out of debt in no time. You're going to be an extraordinary mom. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, full-time student, full-time employee, and a full-time mom. She got 3 full-time jobs.
I tell you what, and that being a full-time mom is like 5 full-time jobs. She's got 9 full-time jobs. She's got 17 full-time jobs right now, Anthony.
Absolutely. Especially to a newborn baby.
But there's nothing that will get your fire going like looking at another human being that is totally helpless and dependent on you saying, what's my legacy going to be, Mom? What's my legacy going to be, Dad?
Absolutely.
What's it going to look like, right?
I look forward to that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to cry.
You're going to cry when you have a kid?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I did too on both.
I was about to say, you trying to tell me you didn't cry?
I cried on both of mine. I still cry. I saw my son playing in the snow this morning all by himself.
Oh.
I started crying.
I'm not going to cry when I see him playing in the snow. I'm going to say, clean that mess up.
Okay. I want to thank producer James Childs and associate producer Kelly Daniel. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back. This has been the Dave Ramsey Show.
Character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is the Dave Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I am John Deloney, joined here by best-selling author, YouTube sensation, and Instagram hero, Ramsey personality, Mr. Anthony O'Neill. And we are taking your calls about your life, your relationships, anything and everything. Give us a shout at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Or send your question in at Ramsey Show. Anthony, how we doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful day out here. We got some beautiful people out here in the audience, and just enjoying this amazing day.
That's fantastic. All right, let's go to Max in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Max, how are we doing this afternoon?
Hey, fellas. How are you? Thanks for taking the time.
You betcha. How can we help, brother?
Yeah, so I want to I've never really done anything like this before, so I want to make sure I ask this in the best way possible. I made a huge mistake in going to Boston University for school. Between Bentley and BU, I took in about $250,000 of student loans for an education degree that I'm not using. I'm not teaching. I'm working at a bank. I'm lucky to be employed, but the $207,000 of that is in default. My payment was supposed to be $2,200 a month. I make $58 a year. I just simply don't make enough to make that kind of payment. So I guess I'm wondering, especially during these circumstances where, I hear Dave talk about being a gazelle and trying to take care of this as quickly as possible. I was driving Uber. I was, I played piano part-time, and, for the better part of a year, I guess it'll be a year next month, all of that has been completely decimated, and who knows when it might come back. I guess I will say on top of that, like the Uber thing, I got into a car accident a few months ago and got a concussion, so car is gone for now too. So I guess one, what are these? I mean, in your experience, have you heard any stories about what these creditors actually do? I mean, I'm paying them $400 a month, but obviously that's a drop in the bucket, and it's kind of a nightmare scenario.
Yeah, you're not making.
Just wondering if.
You're not making a dent in it at all, Max.
Yeah.
And right now, you need a bigger shovel.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
We need to get your income up because you're not going to be able to pay it off making $55,000, $58,000 a year. We need to get your income up.
Right.
All right? Especially with $400 a month payment. So what's your career right now?
I work at a bank in finance.
All right. What did you go to school for?
Elementary education.
Okay.
So,
all right. So,
why they approved that, $250,000 is beyond me.
Hey, hold on though, Max. Hold on. Let's don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's take full ownership of where we're at, okay?
Yeah. You signed it, bro.
Sure.
I mean, and it's
absolutely.
you're normal. You know what I'm saying? You're normal. I signed for student loans.
I did too.
John signed for student loans. I mean, we're not.
It was the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Well, I mean, we've all done.
We've all been there. So let's put that down and let's move on to solving the problem now, right?
Yeah. So
sounds good.
All right. So you're making $58,000 a year in the banking institution. All right. You're saying you cannot drive for Uber. What else can you do? So you have an education. Can you go home and tutor online right now, especially within your age bracket, Max? You can jump online and do some creative things to generate some income. All right. Right now, you need to step back and have a game plan. How are you going to generate another $25,000 a year? Because check this out. If you could generate another $25,000 a year, you can attack this debt and be debt free within the next 3 to 4 years. Because I'm going to show you how to pretty much negotiate. I'm going to give you access to my book, Destroy Your Student Loan Debt. So when we hang up, once you stay on the line, Kelly's going to send you that book for free on John and I. It's really on me because it's my book, but I love John.
I'm happy to take credit.
Yeah. But I'm going to show you how to refi it, how to get it out of collections, how to refi it, and how to come up with creative ways to negotiate some type of settlement offers within this thing. Now, you may not be able to settle it. I'm not saying you will be, but you might be able to. But the key thing for you right now is making your shovel larger as far as in getting your income. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you 2 books. Actually, no, I'm not going to give you 2 books. I'm going to give you 1 book, and then I'm going to tell you need to go listen to our good friend Ken Coleman. We call him the shovel guy. Okay, because he's going to show you how to turn his $58,000 and maybe turn it into $100,000. Because he's a pro at teaching people how to make more money, how to get into their sweet spot. So you have a shovel problem, and then from there, you need to go ahead and get Gazelle Intense, and I'm going to show you how to take that shovel and get out of debt. You feel me? Yeah. So we really can't lay out too much for you right now, but the key thing is you got to get on a clear budget. For the next 3 to 5 years, Max, you are broke. Okay? You don't have time to. Are you single or are you married?
I'm actually getting married in December.
You're getting married in December? Oh, okay. How much debt does she have?
As far as I know, 0.
As far as you know, you ain't talked to her
about
about
it? As far as you know, you're getting married. Have that conversation today, Max.
Right.
You propose without knowing?
Certainly doesn't have the student loan issue that I do.
Oh yeah, but she may have car loans. She may have. I mean, yeah. Well,
no car loan.
Okay, cool. Well, just ask her. Ask her. Do you have any debt outside of a mortgage? Just ask her. And they say now that just brings up another thing right there. Right.
You have 2 incomes attacking this debt.
You have 2 incomes attacking this debt. You can go out there and generate some more. What does she do for a living?
She works for the state of Jersey right now.
Oh, so she's making pretty decent money then with some good benefits.
Yeah, they're doing all right. I mean, she's only working 1 day a week. I don't know, something about them not being able to distribute laptops for last year, which is a little ridiculous. But
well, she's going into the office 1 day a week, but is she working from home?
No, I mean, I don't know what their team came up with, but yeah, basically they're going into the office 1 day a week, and that's it for now until this kind of calms down. It's beyond me. I haven't.
All right, so hey, Max.
About it.
Hey, Max, is something I'm picking up in your soul a little bit, that just to cut through it, okay? In your original question, you asked us, what are the creditors really going to do? And behind that is this sense of you feel guilty that you signed a piece of paper, and that waffles back and forth between blaming the folks who let you sign it, which is fair, and feeling stupid and ashamed that you did what you did. I want you to think of that guilt and that shame as a big cinder block. You are not going to get anywhere in a new marriage. You're not going to get anywhere towards paying down this debt, which, brother, you owe, until you put that cinder block down, pick up a shovel, 2 of them, 3 of them. Yes, you got wiped out in 2020. It sucks. Now you got a choice to make, brother. Are you going to sit there and go, what are they really going to do? They're going to come get me? Or are you going to get back up, be the husband that your new wife is going to deserve and need, and that she is marrying into, and then, brother, go pay off your debt. Stay on the line. Anthony's going to give you his book, and you're going to call us back in a year, and you're going to tell us how far you've wiped this sucker down because you're on it. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs. We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
This is the Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Dr. John Deloney with my friend and Ramsey personality, Anthony O'Neill, and we are taking your calls about life and money. 888-825-5225. It's 888-825-5225. 2020 is over, and we are into 2021. Now, the first 5 days were looking pretty sharp, Anthony, and then we got off the rails pretty quick. We all need a reset. So I want you to join us next Tuesday night, January 12th at 7 p.m. for our free Reset live stream event to kickstart your money goals for 2021. This is free. Over 100,000 people have already signed up. It's going to include Chris Hogan, Rachel Cruz, Dave Ramsey, and Craig Rochelle. They're going to give you the motivation and guidance you need to hit the reset button and say goodbye to money stress for good. Millions of you got hit unawares. You didn't see it coming. We've been telling you for years. We don't say I told you so on the show, but we told you so. And then 2020 showed up. Hit reset for good. Text reset to 33789 now to sign up and take the first step towards lasting financial peace. Or you can sign up at daveramsey.com/reset. If you're in the Oklahoma City area, you can join us live and in person. Very limited seating, obviously with the right social distancing and spacing. But you can be a part of the church audience. The tickets there are $20 and are available at daveramsey.com/events if there is even any left. I have no idea. Number 2, here's a second thing you can do. Ramsey Plus, you hear us talk about all the time. It's our step-by-step money plan that will give you the accountability and practical tips you need to pay off your debt faster than you can on your own. As we start 2021, we got a challenge for you. Decide on a total money reset this year. Then start Ramsey Plus and commit to working like mad, hard in the first 90 days. And watch as those small daily wins turn into lifelong habits so you never feel out of control with money again. To start Ramsey Plus for free, go to daveramsey.com/reset. All right, let's go to Sunday in Philadelphia. Sunday, how are we doing?
I'm amazing. How you guys doing?
Amazing as well. What can we do to help?
Well, I'm really calling because I've been with my fiance for a long while now. We've been together for about 10 years. It's finally taken me 10 years to open up and say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to put our money together. I'm ready to go in hard on this. And, I mean, finally I'm a fiance, so now I feel pretty safe. But with that being said, I'm scared that he's not going to follow through. I listen to Dave Ramsey all the time. He listened to it, but he doesn't always go in. What should I do?
Man, Sunday, there's a lot here. I was about to say something, then I thought I'm not going to say anything and let Anthony, and he just turned and looked directly at me. So you should be scared, okay?
Yes.
10 years. That's a decade, right?
Yes.
And suddenly you feel like you're going to feel safe because you got a ring on your finger after a decade, right?
Yes.
And 3 presidents ago. How about that? So
thank you.
A long time ago. And it felt good for a few days. You got that ring finally. And then your consciousness kicked back in. Your frontal lobe came back online. And you thought, oh, man, this is the same guy that either I or he or we have not felt in sync with for a decade enough to get married, right? So you should. Your body's alarm systems are going off, and they should be. right? Is that fair?
Yes. Yes.
Am I telling you anything that you don't already know?
Yes. No, I don't know.
And you don't. Sunday, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm gonna turn over to Anthony here. You're not in a position to be joining money up together right now. You're not safe until you are married. You're not safe until you've sat down and had full conversations. And if you have some priorities, and your priorities right now, according to your language, is being safe. That's baseline for a marriage. And after a decade with somebody, if you don't feel safe, you guys need to have different conversations. You need to be having deeper conversations, probably at this point with a therapist, with a pastor in your community that you can be open and honest with, because you're going in hedging your bets on a marriage and it's not going to work. And you should not be joining money with a 10-year boyfriend who you know is not all into.
How long y'all been engaged, Sunday?
Just about a year.
When are y'all getting married?
Well, can't I just blame it on the pandemic?
No.
No.
You go get married at the courthouse.
No, Sunday. Now, you know you can't call in here and talk with AO and JD like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Dave, but not with us. So when are y'all getting married?
Right.
What's the date?
We know it's this year.
What's the date?
Oh, my.
I don't have a date.
I'll tell you when it is.
Right,
2032. What's another 10 years? Why not?
No, we're going to do better.
Sunday, listen.
Yes.
You already know you don't need to be combining your finances with a potential husband. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in a safe place, but I do know, ladies, that is an emotional security is very important, and I understand that. But a ring on your finger as a fiance is not the emotional security. All right. So what I'm telling you is set the date. Y'all go to the courthouse this weekend. Go to the courthouse tomorrow. Go ahead and become husband and wife. And together y'all work a game plan. But until then, until you all are legally married, and I don't know about Pennsylvania, but y'all may be already pretty much married because of
common law. Yeah,
common law. But I mean, I'm talking about within the eyesight of God. I mean, that's just my faith and the Christian faith. I want y'all to go ahead and get legally married and have a plan together. Stop. Do y'all live together?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're already giving him wife benefits, and he can leave you tomorrow. Okay. Right. And so for me right now, what you need to do is say, you know what, babe? Let's go get married. Let's do this. We've been together for 10 years. So y'all have kids together?
Yes, we have a daughter.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're planning on. Okay. What's going on here, Sunday? You have kids together. Okay. So you're already doing husband and wife things. You're about to combine your money. You live in the same place. You're paying all the bills together. Just go ahead and get married. Don't blame it on COVID. Don't blame it on no one else. And then once COVID gets over, then yeah, you can have a huge celebration. But I firmly do believe that if you do it in a healthy and the right way, blessings follow that. The security that you desire, the emotional security that you desire, the blessings that you desire will come once you just get married. You're already doing everything.
Right.
Go get married.
But I want to add this. If you only want to get married when you feel safe, you have your answer and you know that, right?
Right.
Who's the reason we're being held up here?
It's both of us. It's
okay.
I was about to say 10
nobody.
years. Yeah, I was about to say she ain't gonna hold me up. I'll tell you that right now. But look at here, girl. It's been 10 years, baby. What we gonna do? So we can tell it's on both of them.
Right. But if you go get married, what I'm saying here is, if Sunday, if you go get married tomorrow, and you're unable to have hard conversations with someone you've been with for a decade that you have a child with, that's not just going to solve itself on Monday, right?
Right.
I'm confused to why. It sounds like they're both scared of commitment because they're already doing everything else. So it sounds like I am scared to legally say this is the rest of my life because they're already doing everything.
And what I want to get to is, why are you still scared after 10 years?
That's what
yes. So Sunday, you got to address those hard questions.
Yeah.
And then if you come to a place where you say, he's my guy, like Anthony said, you're already doing it. You're already there. Then you come back. We're going to give you Ramsey Plus. You and him, your new husband, you're going to go through it together. You're going to learn these lessons together. You're going to dream and create a vision together. It's never too late to start. Then after 10 years of running in place, then you're going to be ready to rock and roll.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices. And they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
The Dave Ramsey Show. I'm Dr. John Deloney, joined here by my good friend Anthony O'Neill. We're taking your calls on life and money at 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. Let's go to Kara in Lubbock, Texas. Kara, how are we doing?
Good. How are you, Dr. D?
Good. How can we help?
Hey, quick question. So, I am currently a full-time student finishing my clinical social work degree, my master's degree. And so I haven't been employed in a year. So we're in baby step 2. So we're not contributing to our retirement right now anyway. But when I left my full-time job, I also left my 401k. Mm-hmm. And I haven't gotten a new job. Mm-hmm. So I don't have like another 401k to transfer that to. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, do I just let it sit where it's at since we're not contributing anyway? And then when I get a new job, transfer that? Or should I just open one by myself right now?
Such a great question, Kara. Mm-hmm. We never advise you to switch it to a 401k. To another 401k. What I want you to do is switch that over, get on the phone with a financial advisor and switch it over to a Roth IRA. Okay. You can get on the phone. Okay. If you go to anthonyoneil.com/experts or DaveRamsey.com, you can find a financial advisor, a SmartVestor Pro, that will help you move your 401k over to an IRA. I would suggest moving over to a Roth IRA so it can grow and you know to pay taxes on it moving forward. But do that ASAP. So when you get off the phone with me, go over to my website, anthonyoneil.com/experts, look for SmartVestor Pro, and just tell them, hey, I have a 401k and I would love to switch it over from there. And I know you don't have a job right now, but I would recommend, Kara, how much debt do you have right now?
It's actually all student loans, and it's mine. We've paid off about $65,000 since last September.
Way to go!
And you said we, so you're married?
Yes, me and my husband.
All right. Okay.
And he's the sole provider of our household. So, and he makes without like bonuses and stuff, he probably brings in about 85 to 90 a year.
Cool, great, especially in Texas. That's good money out there. Y'all living good.
Yeah, well, we're in the Permian Basin. I'm sure John knows where that is.
You betcha,
yeah.
And what industry that is.
Yep. Yes.
So that's good. That's good. I would definitely recommend that. How much debt are y'all combined total income in the house as far as the debt
all we have left is my student loans, and I was one of those people. Oh God, AO, I wish I would have met you so long ago.
Yeah.
We all do, Kara.
That took out student loans. Yes. I'm the one that took out those student loans to support my lifestyle and go to school and get the things that I wanted, you know. So I think the last time I checked, I'm like $126,000 in debt.
Okay, cool. And you're in school right now? I think you said that right?
Yes, I actually just made my first cash payment to tuition in my life.
Okay, cool. And so you're not borrowing any money, right?
No, I paid for this semester that starts in a couple of days, all cash, and it was my first time to ever do that in my life, and it hurt.
It hurts, doesn't it? Hey, can I ask you this? Can I ask you this question? Would you have gotten a master's degree after feeling how much that hurts to make that cash payment? If you had to pay in cash, would you have gone to school when you did, or would you have held off?
Oh, absolutely. I have a desire to help people. I'm getting my master's in clinical social work right now.
There you go. Good deal. Well,
yeah, so I would have saved it up and maybe put it off a few more years so I could have paid cash. But
there you go.
Yeah.
You know, we all live and learn the hard way.
Man, you're telling me.
And here's the only thing, too, I recommend, Kara, and we can go to the next call, is I get it that your husband's a breadwinner, and I also get it that you're back in school full time. But figure out a way of how you can generate maybe an extra $2,000, $2,000 a month, from working from home. How can you do something online? How can you maybe deliver some groceries on your off time? Something that doesn't require, a full workload, but something that you can do from online. And so I would recommend you looking into maybe Christy Wright's book, Business Boutique. She teaches people how to turn their hobbies into passion. And it's a great book where you can generate, an extra $1,000 that can go towards your student loans. That's $12,000 extra that can help you out. So I would definitely look into how can you contribute a little bit so that way your husband's not carrying too much of the load.
All right, let's go to Christina in Orlando, Florida. Christina, what's going on?
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my call. Hope all is well.
Yeah.
I just have a quick question about, I want to try to invest. I'm 42. I'm an RN, and I make about a little under $90,000 a year. I have 3 children. I'm a single mother, and my car's paid off. I have no student loans, no credit card debt. I just bought a house in February, and I wondered if I should, but I have no savings. That's my only downfall. I spend a lot on bills and student tuition for the kids, things like that. So I wondered if I should really start putting more money into savings or paying off my house.
Yeah.
At this point.
And I know you said, did you say you were 42 or 32? I can't remember.
No, I'm going to be 42.
Oh, you're a young lady. You're a young lady.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I want you to stack up that emergency fund, especially with children. All right. And so I want you to get on a very detailed budget. And we call that an every dollar budget. And I want you to list out every single thing. Okay. And then what I want you to do is look at that budget and see what can you cut, what can go in half, because I want you to get that 3 to 6 months. And to be honest, I tell single mothers to get to aim for that 6 months, because if you're by yourself and single, 3 months is great. But when you having kids, you need a little bit more cushion, especially as a single mother. And so I'm going to say, take that car payment that you had, put it over there into the savings. Don't worry about your house right now. Make the minimum payment on your house. But then you need to get on a very detailed budget. Every dollar, okay? If you go to DaveRamsey.com/hope right now, you can get every dollar for free for like 14 days, I think. I can't remember the exact terms. Kelly or James, if y'all could tell me if I'm right on that. But I know it's free for either 7 or 14 days if you go over there right now and just list out that. Well, every dollar is free, but the premium,
bank account,
the premium version is what you can get for 14 days for free. But the bottom line is I want you to budget. So let's say, for an example, you got Apple Music, Spotify. You can cut Spotify. Let's say if you have Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus for your kids, you can cut 2 of those. You can generate an extra $50 just from looking at your budget sometimes if you just really sit down and just list it out. So you're in a good place. You're in a healthy place. You are debt free. Now, let's go ahead and make sure that we generate some income to where we can get a fully funded emergency fund to prevent you from going back into debt. But
into debt, right?
Yes, go to DaveRamsey.com and check that out. I want you to get every dollar. It is our free tool, but I do want you to connect that to your checking account so that way you can see what's going in, what's going out, and you can stay on top of your money.
Hey, Christina.
Should I do anything? Yes.
Can we geek out for a second?
I'm sorry?
Can we geek out for a second?
Yes, please.
You're an RN, you said?
A registered nurse, yeah.
Okay, so what's your typical patient load?
Well, actually, I don't do patient direct care. I am a nurse case manager, so everything I do is telephonic, and I actually work from home now with the pandemic. But before that, I was working 3 days a week from home and then 2 days from the office.
Very cool.
So I don't do patient care. Yeah,
That's
it's an awesome
a great
job.
setup. Okay, so you know this in other forms, and I'm confident that you know this if you sat down and thought about it. But there is a physiological consequence to feeling unsafe, right?
Absolutely.
There is a cortisol and an adrenaline consequence to waking up with your heart racing a little bit faster, right?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
When you wake up with no emergency fund and 3 kids and no net, every day you are choosing to put another cigarette in your mouth, take an extra drink. Think of it that way and get intense about an emergency fund, and you will find yourself sleeping, laughing harder, and you'll find this magic place called peace. You got it, Christina. Congratulations. Dave Ramsey Show. I'm John Deloney, joined here by Ramsey personality and best-selling author, Mr. Anthony O'Neill. We are taking your calls on life and money, 888-825-5225. Let's go to Janelle in Miami, Florida. Janelle, what's going on?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good deal. How are you?
Pretty good. I have a quick question for you regarding buying a home.
Okay, go for it.
My husband and I, we've been renting for about 7 years now, and we just had our first child last June, and we're in a one-bedroom apartment, but we need more space.
Yes.
And so I've been speaking to different people, and some people are telling me that buying a home is an investment. Some are saying that buying a home is debt, and so I just wanted to kind of get your take on being a first-time home buyer.
Yeah, Janelle, both of the people who are telling you that information, buying a home is investment, true. Buying a home is debt, true. Okay, so those are two true statements that they have given you. But let's apply this to your life. Where are you all at as a couple as far as in income? What's you all's combined income, the household income?
It's about $60,000.
Okay, so you're at $60,000 of combined income. What's your total amount of debt right now?
About
$80,000 in debt. And what kind of debt is that?
For me, it's student loans, car, personal loan, hospital bills.
Okay.
And then for him, it's student loans and hospital bills.
Okay. All right. Cool. And so should you buy a house now? The respectful answer is no. Should you look into moving and maybe get you a bigger apartment or maybe a townhome that you can rent? Yes. How old are you, Janelle, if you don't mind me asking?
26.
Cool, great. Here's what I want to tell you. I'm a 36-year-old guy, and I just purchased my first home when I was 32. Yeah, so 32. When I was 32 years old, I purchased my very first home. All right, and I was making good money by the time I was like 27, 28. Never let someone tell you that your mortgage payment is going to be cheaper than your rent payment, because your house will not be cheaper than your apartment. Okay. So yes, the mortgage payment will be cheaper than your rent payment a lot of times, but your house will not be cheaper than your apartment. I don't want you to rush. You have enough time, Janelle. You have enough time to pay off your debt, secure a fully funded emergency fund. And then when you move into your house, you can move into maybe your dream home if you follow what I teach, especially to us millennials. All right. And so I'm going to say respectfully, no, now is not a good time for you to purchase a home. Do I believe that you should look into possibly getting a 2-bedroom apartment, or maybe even consider getting a nice little two-bedroom townhome with a garage in it, and just start working your way up in that process? Absolutely. But Janelle, if you rock with me and if you listen to what I teach you, I guarantee you by the time you turn 27, you will be in a much better place, and you'll be able to purchase and build you a home, not just buy any kind of house. All right?
And
so can I ask you a question? Well, go ahead.
Sure.
I was going to say, I want you to change your pronoun problem, okay? When Anthony asked you how much debt you had, you listed your debt, and then you listed his debt. It's y'all's debt.
Yeah.
Okay? You and your husband are in this together. You are parents of a beautiful little baby. Y'all are working together to get out of debt, together to be great parents, together to buy a home. And so I want you guys to sit down and do this together. Okay? You had another question, follow-up? Go for it.
Yes. Well, question and comment. I'm 27. I keep forgetting my age. But needless to say, just add one more year as far as you said the vision. But when you say that the house will cost more than the apartment, what do you mean by that? I hear what you're saying with the mortgage. Are you saying like the repairs and stuff that come with the house?
The expense of the house. So, for an example, your water bill is going to go up from a 1-bedroom to a 3-bedroom house. You're not going to buy a 2-bedroom house. I remember, Janelle, when I left my 1-bedroom apartment and I built my house, my electricity bill was maybe about like $58 a month for my light bill, right? Then when I built this 3,000 big, beautiful square foot home, my electricity bill went from $58 to guess how much? $413. Because I went from doing power to a 500-600 square foot apartment to now 3,000 2-level place. And so it's not just electricity. You're talking about electricity. When you get a house, you got to have maintain the grass. That means you got to water the grass. You got to sod the grass or do whatever you want to do. There's so many different things. And if something goes wrong with the house, and if you don't have an emergency fund, and then how are you going to fix it? And so I get it. Yes, buying a home is a great investment. But here's what I'm trying to prevent you from doing is going into something that you consider it to be a dream, and then you wake up a year from now, it turned into a nightmare. All right. So, Janelle, I want you to text me. I want you to be a part of my family. I'm going to help you out. I want you to text this number, 615-930-3431. Again, that's 615-930-3431. I'm helping young people in that age bracket every single day get out of debt, build wealth, start a business, go build homes or buy homes, buy their dream cars. So text that number today. You'll be a part of the family. My team and I are going to keep you up to date, and we're going to help you accomplish your dreams. I promise you that much.
And Anthony, along those lines, I'm living it. I bought a house recently. We had it inspected, top to bottom. The inspector did a fine job. So far, I've had to repair the driveway.
Yeah,
got to get a new roof. I gotta had to get a new mower. Those things add up. And when I was renting before, man, I didn't think of any of that stuff, right? Because I just made a phone call and somebody else came out and fixed it.
Yeah.
And so the rent versus the ownership, man. Never plays out mathematically like that, right?
It really doesn't. And what I try to tell, especially young people, this generation wants to own. I get it. And I love that they're thinking about ownership, but no one's honestly taking the time and teaching them, hey, okay, I want you to own, but here's how you do it.
What's the cost of ownership?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
You know, I am so grateful that before I purchased a home, I came here, because listening to Dave, listening to Chris Hogan, and watching how they move things and seeing how they think about things, it's like, yo, I'm not ready yet. Because you see, when you get into the home, you're going to want new furniture.
Right.
And then 9 times out of 10, you're going to go finance the furniture. So I'm like, no, when I get into the home, I want to pay cash for all of my furniture. And it felt so good to walk into the store. I have a budget, and I want that. I want this. Yeah, I want that. And I'm sleeping on a paid-for bed. I'm sitting on a paid-for couch. You know, I'm pushing a paid-for lawnmower. You know, I paid cash for the landscaping of my house. And here's the thing. I'm gonna be real with y'all today. We got about 2 more minutes. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had a beautiful home. I sold it because I moved downtown to Nashville, Tennessee. But I said, you know what? I want something beautiful. So what I did is I waited 2 extra years because I wanted something I really, really liked. And I'm telling you, it felt good. Yeah, people saying, Anthony, you're wasting money. You know what? No. Because I'm going to skip over all the drama that you're going to go through, and I'm going to do it right. And it was the best feeling for those 4 years living in that house, pulling into this big old house with beautiful lights all over it and beautiful grass, because I did it right. I did exactly what we teach, and it felt good to wake up on every single month, and all I had to worry about was my mortgage payment. But when something did go wrong with my house, it just became an inconvenience.
It was annoying.
Yeah.
It wasn't a shapeshifter, right?
No, because I had the money in my account.
Right.
But so I'm like, that's what I'm teaching this generation. You want to get this car? Great. Let me show you how to get it. You want to start this business? Great. Let me show you how to get it. You want to build this house? You want to go into this house? Great. Let me show you how to do it. But there's a process.
Right.
And that process, you know.
And we call it financial freedom for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you get to sleep at night, right?
Yeah. Man, I love it, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
All right, that's another hour in the books. This has been the Dave Ramsey Show. I want to thank producer James Childs and associate producer Kelly Daniel. Be well, be kind, pay your bills. This has been the Dave Ramsey Show.
Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from their dollar car rental studio. This is the Dave Ramsey Show, where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I am Dr. John Deloney, joined here by my good friend Anthony O'Neill, Ramsey personality and best-selling author, YouTube sensation, and we are taking your calls about your life and your 5. That's 888-825-5225. Let's go to Joe in Farmington, Minnesota. Joe, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Outstanding. Good, man. How can we help?
So my wife and I we just looked over all our financials, and we're just wondering, how do we even get started with our emergency fund and moving into baby step 2?
Oh man, that's a good question. I love these kind of questions, Joe. So talk to me. Why is it difficult for you to get into baby step 1, which is $1,000 emergency fund?
For me at least, it just seems like I'm living paycheck to paycheck for sure. I mean, I'm a trucker and my wife is a police officer. So, I mean, we make okay money, but
what's okay money, Joe? How much money do you all make?
Together?
Yes.
About 120, 130.
And you're telling me you can't come up with $1,000, Joe?
And the part I'm running into is that I have about $10,000 in credit card debt. Together, we're about $17,000 in credit card debt. Then we just got new cars. And I'm not making excuses. I've made stupid money decisions this past year for sure, and beyond that as well.
Okay.
It just seems like my debt payments are so big, I don't even know where to start saving up that $1,000.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. When's the last time you did a budget?
Okay.
Yeah. When's the last time you did one? Have you done one?
We just downloaded the Every Dollar app last night. I haven't looked through it yet, but we just downloaded it.
All right. So let me give you some practical things and some practical facts, Joe. All right. The average couple, the average household income is right around $58,000 a year. Okay, I want you to really understand that $58,000 is the average household income in America. You're making double of that.
Double plus.
Okay, that's one. Number two, what's the very first thing you have to do when it comes to how do we start getting better with our finances? Take debt off of the table. Okay, so this means stop swiping your credit card, stop financing things, stop adding things to the debt pile. Take it completely off the table. Here's number three.
Okay.
Here's number three. And this has nothing to do with money, because when I get to the practical money stuff, it's simple. It's easy. It's what we teach, the 7 baby steps. But what I'm hearing from you is I haven't heard the gut conviction from you. And here's something that I want you and your wife to do tonight. Okay. Are you gonna go home tonight with your wife? Or are you out there trucking right now?
I am going to be home with my wife tonight, yes.
Cool, great. Do y'all have any kids?
We do not.
Okay, cool, great. You love your wife?
Very much.
Okay, you took the time on that. Okay, she loves you. I'm sure of it. I want you to order some pizza tonight. I want you to cut off your cell phone, cut off YouTube. And I want you to look your wife in her face and say, babe, why do we want to get out of debt? And before you ask your wife that, I want you to be thinking about that from the time you hang up from us to the time you ask your wife that. I want you to be so convicted. Ask yourself why 5 times. One of my good friends, Pastor Brian Bullock, says the 5 whys. Like, when you answer the question the first time, go deeper. Well, if you say, well, I want to get out of I want to get out of debt. Well, why do you want to get out of debt? Well, I want to get out of debt so I can purchase a home. Well, why do you want to purchase a home? Well, I want to purchase a home so I can have a nice home for my kids. Well, why do you want to have a nice home for your kids? Like, go deep, because here's the thing. Your why in life to change your finances need to make you cry. If your why doesn't make you cry, then the price of commitment will make you cry. So I need you and your wife to have a gut why, a why that gets you too emotional. So when you think about why you want to go down this journey, it makes you to get very emotional. When you get that gut why, I promise you, finding $1,000 for babysit number 1 will be easy. You'll have it within the next 2 weeks. But right now, there's no real reason why you want to get out of debt. There's no real reason why you want the $1,000. So it's easy for you to be like, I don't know how to do it. I live paycheck to paycheck. No. Let me tell you my why, Joe. And it makes me cry. And I ain't going to cry on the Dave Ramsey Show because it's the Dave Ramsey Show. Now, on my show, I'll cry. Okay? But my why is I watched my mom and dad struggle. We never went to Disney World. I had to put socks on the bottom of my shoes because we couldn't afford to buy new shoes. We never went family vacations. I don't have family pictures of me and my family. I refuse to be that man from my family. I refuse to tell my kids, hey, put tape on the bottom of your shoes because I can't afford to buy you new stuff. No. I refuse to be the guy to tell my wife we can't go on a family vacation because we're living above our means. And when I think about that, that gets me emotional. That's why I'm so passionate about this message. What is that why that's going to get you passionate of getting $1,000, getting out of debt? When you do that, the 7 baby steps that we teach will become easy. I promise you, Joe.
And Joe, from this point forward, there is no more hers and mine. There is ours. She doesn't have a credit card, and you don't have a credit card, and she doesn't have a car payment, and you don't have a car payment. Y'all have a car payment. Y'all are in this for the long haul. You're in this together. You're going to rise and fall together. And so I want you to, after you have this exercise with Anthony, it's a beautiful moment. It should be hard. It should be uncomfortable. You should probably have conversations that y'all should have had a long time ago that you have never had before. I want you to start thinking about what the budget's going to look like. Once you go to DaveRamsey.com, you can download the budget worksheet, and you can begin to start to put some meat and flesh around the bones of why are we doing this? Who are we going to be? What we're going to be, right?
Yeah. And Joe, if you haven't taken Financial Peace University yet, I want you to go to DaveRamsey.com, and I want you to take Ramsey, sign up for Ramsey Plus. I did look. It's a 14-day free trial right now. So that's DaveRamsey.com/reset. And after you have the talk tonight, I want you to spend the next 9 days watching those videos with your wife. Okay. And together you all are going to change. You're going to reset. And as a matter of fact, you need to watch the event with Dave, with Hogan, with Rachel, and with Craig Rochelle. You need to spend these next 7 days resetting your thought process, coming up with your why, getting emotional, and you should be crying with your wife tonight, telling her, baby, we're going to change today.
You make $120,000, $130,000. Imagine you don't owe anybody anything at the end of every month. You're trying to figure out who to give to, who you can bless. Your kid's going to walk into a debt-free life. But only you can turn that around, bud. Woo! This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Folks, it's an honor to tell you about the Army National Guard. Not only are they big supporters of our high school curriculum, but they also give you the opportunity to impact your local communities. Whether your goals are to get an education, serve your country, or have a better life, the Army National Guard can help get you there. Plus, they offer unbelievable financial benefits. Secure your future today. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
It's here. Rachel Cruz's brand new book, Know Yourself, Know Your Money, is out now, and this book is a game changer. In this book, our good friend Rachel Cruz will walk you through the 7 money tendencies we all have and how understanding yours can help you reset your priorities and win with money in 2021. Join Rachel Cruz at her virtual launch party. Actually, she already had that one, but we're going to join her at the live stream reset event next Tuesday night, January 12th at 7 p.m. It is going to be with Chris Hogan, Rachel Cruz, Craig Rochelle, and Dave Ramsey. They're going to give you the motivation and guidance you need to hit the reset button and say goodbye to the money stress for good. Text RESET to 33789. That's reset 33789. Or go to the online store today, DaveRamsey.com, and get your copy of Know Yourself, Know Your Money. Text reset 33789. Grab the book. Get ready to rock and roll. It's 2021. Start with a new book, a new event. Get your head right. Get your family right. Let's get this thing going.
You know what? Rachel asked a good question in the book that convicted me very well.
Okay.
And her and I talked about that on my show.
What's that?
She said, do you make a purchase? She said, if no one saw the purchase, would you still want it? Do you buy something out of status or out of safety? And when she asked me that question, I was convicted because I answered the question honestly saying there are 50% of my purchases that if no one ever saw them, I would have never bought it.
Really?
Honestly.
Wow.
And so
1 and 2, half, huh?
Half. I'm just being real.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just being transparent.
Yeah.
And people can be like, how can Anthony? What? No, I'm being real.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And so I want to encourage you to get Rachel's book because she's going to set you up. And she's very raw and authentic in this book, too. I think this is Rachel's best book. I'm just going to be real. I love all of her other books. I've read all of them. But I think this one right here, she gets to the gut of why we make decisions with our purchases. And when I read that in her book, I told her, yo, I need you on my show. Because you hit my gut. And I love how she breaks it down saying, hey, if you're buying out of status, that's okay. But at least you know it and make sure you have the budget for it. But if you're purchasing things and not purchasing things because of safety, well, hey, that's okay too. But wait a minute, there's some flaws in this side too.
That's right.
And so I love how Rachel just really breaks down this book. And this book is for someone all the way down to 15, all the way up to 99. Like she's really teaching some very solid substance stuff in this. So I just want to say that because...
Well, and I want to follow up.
Yeah.
After talking with couples and family members, she does a great job of drilling down how come I get so fired up and my heart starts racing, I get ragey when my wife asks about money? Or how come every time my husband rolls his eyes at a budget, I just get real quiet, or I go off the handle? And she walks you all the way back to where some of these seeds were planted about money in your childhood, and then you get married, you start dating, whatever, and you play these scripts over and over and over again, and she helps you go, oh, man, I'm just playing a record that got a CD that got, plugged into me when I was a child. I don't have to keep living like this, but I got to acknowledge that I'm on a track, right?
Yes.
And she does a great job of helping people unwind why they do what they do when it comes to money. Like what you and I talked about in a call earlier, I have more of a scarcity mindset. You've got more of a planning mindset, right? Yes. More future-oriented. That comes from my childhood. Yours comes from your childhood. Yeah. And they literally come from there, right?
And there's nothing wrong with either side.
But you got to acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it, and you got to know the flaws.
That's right.
You have to know the flaws on whatever you're part of. Because I'm trying to say this in the correct way. Whatever side you're on, there's nothing wrong with it. Just acknowledge the flaws of whatever you decide to be on. So
I care almost nothing what people think. And that's a problem sometimes when I have to get my headlights. I've been missing a headlight for a year.
Yeah.
And it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's another side to every one of these things.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. But all this to say, get Rachel's book.
It's excellent.
We don't make any money off of pushing Rachel's book. That's all on Rachel. But I believe in really promoting life-changing products. And this book she doesn't even know we're talking about it, but I just really want to be like, yo, hey, I read it, I brought it onto my show, and I don't bring personalities on my show because of personalities. You got to bring something to my show that's of substance. And the same thing with yours.
That's right.
And I was like, yo, Rachel, we need to talk about this because this is life changing. And so get Rachel's book.
DaveRamsey.com/today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, DaveRamsey.com. Go there today and get that book. All right, let's see here. What do we? Yeah, let's go out to Christine in Orlando, Florida. Christine, what is going on?
Hey guys, thanks so much for taking my call. I'm a little nervous, but happy to be here. I was wondering if you guys can help me out. I'm in a situation and I'm needing some advice. I'm loosely familiar with Dave Ramsey's plan, but do agree with the fact that we should stay away from credit cards. And I do stay away from credit cards, but I'm actually in a situation where I used my debit card to purchase a trip in full. This was last year, and it got canceled because of COVID, understandably. But my bank is telling me that I'm unable to get my money back because I used a debit card as opposed to a credit card. So I'm not really sure what to do. Do you guys have any advice or something?
I've never heard of that at all.
Yeah. Walk me through the process. Okay, the trip got canceled. Where were you going?
I was going to Europe, and I did pay in full through a travel company.
Okay, you paid in full through a travel company. Okay. So the travel company purchased a all-inclusive trip to a particular destination, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Yes. So that's absolutely true. You can't get your money back, not because it's on a debit card, but because travel agencies, just like airlines, do not issue a full refund past 24 hours of the original booking. And so you should have a credit from that travel agency, from and whatever particular airline they booked you on, and from whatever particular hotel they booked you at because of COVID. Now, you cannot get your finances. Prime example, I was supposed to go to Orlando this week. I had already booked the plane ticket, but because of COVID, I am not going. So I have a credit with that particular travel company that purchases my flights for me. I can use that for down the road, but I cannot get my money back, and that was on a debit card. And so if you filed a dispute because a company will not give you back the money, your bank is absolutely correct. But what I would do is I would reach out to the travel company and say, okay, hey, listen, you got $1,000, $2,000 of my money, and I get it. You can't issue a refund because of COVID, but it's also not my fault. Do I at least have a credit? And when COVID is over, will I be able to use that credit?
So my guess, I think, Christine, my guess is that they would have, with a credit card company, you may have an opportunity to dispute it, and they're just going to write you off, whereas you paid cash, and your bank is saying, forget you. But it sounds like the problem's with the travel company.
Yeah, but even if you did have a credit card, which, I mean, it's not going to happen there, too. Here's why. Because the company has to issue back the money. Okay. And so if the company doesn't issue back the money.
Oh, there you go. I see what you're saying.
Then the credit card or your debit card is not going to give you back the money.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I understand all that. The tricky part is I actually booked the trip with my friend, and we were in the same exact situation. She disputed with her bank, and she paid with a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
She disputed with her bank, and she got her money back in full.
Cool, great. So it sounds like she got a provisional credit, not an actual reimbursement. And banks do that. So what they'll do is when you put an issue in, when you put a ticket in, they will give you a temporarily credit while they do the investigation. That's exactly, I'm telling you right now, it happens all the time. You did not get your money back because you have a debit card. Because what covers a debit card and a credit card is that Visa or MasterCard logo. Okay.
And so at some point, they're going to go back and say, hey, that travel company still got a credit for you.
Yeah,
we're going to take that provisional credit back away from you.
Right. So the travel company is going to say, hey, you know what? They denied this thing. You're not due the money back. Then they're going to take that money back off of her friend's credit card.
I think I just learned something, too, here, good folks.
Yeah.
All right, my good friend Anthony O'Neill, this has been the Dave Ramsey Show.
Healthcare has gotten to be ridiculous. It puts people, on the brink. And so it would have put us on the brink had we not had CHM. CHM saved our life, saved our financial lives.
Christian Healthcare Ministries, or CHM, is not health insurance, but it is a budget-friendly option and the original health cost-sharing ministry for Christians. Learn more today and check us out at chministries.org. That's chministries.org.
Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee means even if you mismeasure or pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use promo code Ramsey to get the best deal. Rules and restrictions apply. Today's question comes from Lori in Virginia. My brother and his wife moved into our family home when our mother was moved into assisted living. Upon her passing, the name was deeded to him and me. They have been living there for 4 years, and it has been a safety net for them due to some financial struggles. I don't know how to lovingly get out of this financial relationship with my brother. I would rather invest my half of the home's value into our baby steps instead of being a co-owner of this home. I know we should either sell and split the proceeds, or he should buy me out of my half. How do I proceed without kicking them while they're down? What do you think, Anthony?
There's two sides to this thing, I think. And you're the counselor here. But I think that if you know they're down right now and this house is helping them out and it's not hurting you by helping them out, it feels kind of selfish to me.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. It's like, okay, this is not hurting you by letting them stay there, but you see this as an opportunity to get money to go benefit you personally. And then you're going to say, hey, listen, let's sell the house or you buy me out. It's about when the house was given to both of you. So what I would say is, one, just make sure to check your heart that you're wanting to do this for the right reason. And two, there's nothing wrong with just having a conversation with them, saying, hey, this is what I would like to do with my portion of the house. Where are you all at in life? How can we, do y'all need another year, 2 years? Can we make a game plan? Like, just really having a good conversation, a healthy conversation, because I do believe the breeding ground for understanding and an ending is communication in the beginning.
That's right.
And so just have clear communication now. But then before you have that communication, just make sure that your heart is in the right place.
And I think the most loving thing you can do is to have a direct, honest empathetic, vulnerable conversation. Because if you're not having a conversation, then every family gathering for the last 4 years, there's a little bit of tension.
Yep.
Every phone call, you roll your eyes. You don't respond to texts quite as fast as you normally do, right? It starts to seep into the all of the parts of the relationship.
Yep.
And then suddenly you find yourselves with them and you, with that guy living in my house, and suddenly, man, it's not your brother anymore. It's just some guy that's quote unquote taking money from you, right? So the most loving thing you can do, Anthony, you're dead on. Sit down and have a conversation. And I don't know that you ask somebody for what they're going to do right now.
Yes.
I think it's fair to say, hey, my name's on the deed of a house that I'm not living in. I don't feel comfortable with that. Let's talk big picture. Y'all been living there 4 years. What do you think the plan's going to be? I want to get my name off that thing, and which you're well in your right to do. But also, as Anthony said, if you don't need the money and you just want to get your share, man, be honest and integrous with your brother.
Yeah. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. My father dealt with that with his sisters. I have 18 aunts and uncles. And when my grandmother passed, she left the house to all of them.
Oh, boy.
And so, they all had to have, a little uncomfortable conversation. But one thing what was so good and so fair is they had the conversation.
That's right. You can't do anything without having the conversation.
Right.
And, Lori, the most loving thing you can do is not avoid it anymore. So, great question. I love it. And I'd love to know how this conversation pans out. Give us a shout back. All right, let's go to Eric in Sarasota, Florida. Eric, what's going on? How are we doing?
Dr. John, Anthony, how you guys doing?
Excellent. How can we help?
Well, my wife and I are on our journey. We're not having kids yet. We're pretty young, in our mid-20s, on baby step 6, really excited of where we're going. And in the midst of that, we have a slightly strained relationship with my mother-in-law, and we have set up some good emotional boundaries. We got great people counseling us, and we are walking out the relationship balance points that we can have. That's been great. However, my mother-in-law just had a sudden hospitalization, which really scared her. She's already not financially stable, and she is now bringing up a conversation of putting us on her bank accounts in order to, as she's saying, protect against taxes. And we've told her we don't want to have that conversation yet, and we're just trying to prepare in our minds. Is there any merit? Should we just move on and say, no, we don't want to do this? Or is there something we should really talk to her about?
So she's asking to put you on, or your wife on, her checking account, or is she asking to combine finances with you and put her name on your account?
The first.
Okay. So I've heard this done when and it's been successful, where somebody finds out that there's medical issues, there may be early stage dementia or Alzheimer's, and we're going to get to a place where they're going to need help, or they may be incapacitated and want someone else to be able to just go to the bank, deposit checks, pick stuff up. So that's not that big of a deal. It's when they want to have access to your accounts, that's when I would hold the line on that boundary.
Okay.
What do you think, Anthony?
No, I agree as well, Eric. I don't see it when my parents get to an age to where I need to be on their bank account so I can have access to their funds to help make decisions and to move things forward. Yes, there should be no issues with that at all. There's nothing. The only thing that could come back though is, because if you're going to add your name, then your social security number is going to be attached to it. With your social security number, when the bank starts going overdrawn or anything like that, that could come back to you because your name is on the account. But just make sure that you all just have a clear conversation. And it sounds like your mom is just trying to make sure that you all have access to her funds to help her out if anything was to happen. And I think that's actually a great move.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, you betcha. Yeah. Good for you, man. All right. Let's see here. Let's try to take one more quick call. Let's go to Christian in Dallas, Texas. Christian, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
You bet. We're up against the clock, so give us your quick question.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick background. I'm currently a rising senior, at Richmond University over in London. So I'm currently pursuing a degree in international sports management. But as of now, I've got $47,000 in student loan debt, and I'm taking a leave of absence this semester as a result of the national lockdown that they've got in the UK now. I'm going to work as a TA to pay down my current loan balance at zero interest. But since no one really knows when everything will return back to normal, should I take an even longer break from school to pay off my loans even further, or just go back to normal in September and allow that to continue to accrue?
How much would it cost you to finish it, Christian?
As of now, I'm expected to graduate with around $70,000.
So how much more cash would you need to pay right now or borrow right now?
As of now, for the TA, we'll probably pay around $14,000. So that'll be right my 9 to 5 for the semester, and then I still am interested in taking a part-time during the week as well.
Cool. Yeah, finish.
So maybe get that up to $16,000 or $17,000 this semester alone.
That's fine. Finish. I want you to go ahead and finish. I don't want you to get to your last semester, have all the student loan debt, and you do not have your bachelor's degree. And so what I'm saying is finish and try to borrow as less as you possibly can. But as soon as you graduate college, you need to get gazelle about paying off your debt. All right. And so if you were telling me this is your first year, I would say, heck no, stop. But the fact that you put almost 4 complete years in.
It's a graduate degree, actually. These are the back end of last semester of a graduate degree. Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead and finish. And then once you finish, pay off all of your debt. Do not get back into school no more. Bottom line.
Love it. Today's scripture of the day is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened. Do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Maya Angelou said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it.
Come on, Maya.
I'm going to say that one more time.
Yeah.
I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it.
I like that. I like that. I mean, let's Maya, what? You know what? It's almost like in your counselor. So let me ask you this question. She said, let me read that. Because I just love this. She said, I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. It's almost like, are we a product of our upbringing? Like, are we always going to be a product of how we were raised?
So something I say often is you get to choose your thoughts. And what's deeper than that is you get to choose who hurts you. And I've said often, Dave can fire me. He can frustrate me. He can annoy me. He can take away my livelihood. But I get to choose whether he hurts me. And I decide a very limited number of people in the world who have permission to hurt me. And I actually went back and did a hard exercise. I learned this in a grad school class. I did a hard exercise. I called him and told him, I want you to know I'm letting you way in. My wife, this particular friend, this particular mentor, you have access to my pain. And so if you ever call and say, hey, you are not living up to who we agreed, who you said you wanted to be, right? I've given my wife permission to hurt me. And that's true vulnerability. That's true relationship, right? Wow. But I limit that, man, because otherwise I'm going to let people on the internet hurt my feelings. I'm going to let people on Instagram hurt my feelings. I'm going to let politicians I disagree with, people that I don't know that well. You can frustrate me. You can make me change, right?
Yeah.
You can take my job away.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give you way down my heart, right?
Yeah.
And Maya Angelou, man, Man, oh man, oh man.
I love it.
One after the other after the other. All right, let's go to Kristen in Chicago, Illinois. Kristen, what's going on?
Hi, John. Hi, Anthony. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. What's going on? How can we help?
Yeah, so I have a question that I'm about to ask that I know doesn't necessarily have the right answer, but rather to listen to the Lord and where he has me and act in wise counsel. Give you some background. I'm 29. I'm debt-free and single. I have 6 months of an emergency fund and will have 20% down for a one-bedroom condo by July. And so my next step is to invest 15% in retirement as of July when I have my 20% down. Well, my question to you is whether or not I should pull the trigger on the condo if the direction of my life is kind of unknown, being single, not sure where God has me.
I mean, you're in a great place financially, Kristen. You're debt-free, you're young, you are single. The Dave Ramsey, people are always looking for single people like you, so you may not be single much longer. But, when you
said
say,
that kind of creepy, Anthony, just I'm going to put that out there, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, people on YouTube are listening to her. They're going to Google it, watch. Now, when you say that you do not know where God has you, I want you to break this down for me a little bit more. Like, are you saying God may... you may move somewhere, you may get married here soon, and you may transition, because I hear some doubt inside of you, and I'm trying to understand that doubt a little bit more before I give you my suggestion.
Yeah, you hit that on the head with that. But I was previously engaged. That broke off 2 years ago. And so where I thought my life was going and settling down, getting married, having kids, so forth, did not. And so in the last few years, it's just this sudden idea of, could I just move across the country, experience something new? Like, do I want to purchase where I grew up? So I don't quite know where, the desires of my heart now or where God, wants to continue my life at this point.
Yeah. So I think this is a spiritual question and a practical question. Spiritual question is, God, what is my purpose? Where are you taking me? Practical, where am I going to be? And so I'm always suggesting to people, if you are hesitant or doubtful that you're going to be in this place for at least 3 to 5 years, do not purchase. When you can answer this question as in, will you be here for at least 3 years minimum? And if that answer is yes, then proceed forward in purchasing. If you're still like, I don't know, at the end of the year, I may wake up and decide and find a great opportunity to move to Nashville, Tennessee, or to go to Florida, or you're not going to California. Don't go to California. You may go somewhere else. And so what I don't want you to do, what I do not want to happen is you're locked in. And now you can't move until you sell your place. Okay. And so what I would recommend is spend the next 90 days just really dissecting your life. See exactly, okay, where do I want to go? Apply for some jobs, apply for some different career places, and see where God leads you. See where you and God land. And if it's still there in Chicago, then yeah, go purchase a home. Now, I would advise you to speak to a realtor because one-bedroom condos are real hard to resell. Okay, and so my whole thing is I purchase to resell, and right now, bare minimum, I don't consider anything less than 2 bedrooms because if I sell it to a husband and wife who don't have any kids, well, one day they may want kids, and so they're going to want that extra bedroom. And so I would maybe even consider getting a 2-bedroom condo that may be just a few $1,000s more rather than just a 1-bedroom. But that's just my advice. That's not Dave Ramsey's advice. That's not John Deloney's advice. I'm just saying, as a young single guy, I'm thinking about, okay, when I go to resell this, I need to be able to resell this for a family, not for another single. So that's just my 2 nuggets. But right now, you need to spend the next 90 days just really thinking about where you're going to be.
Kristen, do you have somebody speaking into your life with you that you can be honest with and open with?
Oh, totally. I have a good church community that many women who are in my life to talk to.
Yeah. What church do you go to there in Chicago?
It's an evangelical free church called The Orchard.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So you have a great community. just continue to get wisdom and knowledge from there.
So, Anthony, she asked a question that I'm embarrassed to say I've never considered before. I'm just sitting on the show for a year now. I've never felt the need to do the next baby step just because I've got the money to, right? Mm-hmm. And so you put your debt smallest to largest, you get $1,000, you pay your debts off, you get an emergency fund, you start investing. I don't have to buy a house.
No, you don't.
I don't have to start a 529 plan if I don't have kids, right?
Right.
And so once you have these options, right, once you got a fully funded emergency fund, then you get to start dreaming like she was doing, but she was doing it almost apprehensively. Like, I could just move anywhere. Yep. I could go work over here or go live over here, and that's what we call freedom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because you've taken care of this base minimum stuff. And maybe a one-bedroom condo in downtown Chicago is a 5-bedroom house in Arizona or Austin, Texas, or wherever that happens to be, right?
Maybe so. And I think the key thing is, man, you just got to step back and just, ask yourself some good questions. As a single man, I'm always asking myself, okay, cool, what's next? And then I'm also asking myself, okay, I don't know when I'm going to meet my wife, but will this decision that I make impact my wife and my future family in a positive way or a negative way? And so when I purchased my home, I built a 4-bedroom home. When I purchased my townhome downtown, I purchased a 4-bedroom townhome. That's just me because of where I'm at. I'm not saying everyone needs to do that, but I'm already thinking about what I desire. Okay, I'm living below my means, and I'm creating space so when God does send me my wife, I have room for my wife and my future family. And so I think as young people, we just got to start thinking about, just ask ourselves some deep questions. And that's what my mentors asked me. That's what my pastor asked me. Makes me think.
Well, I want to thank producer James Childs and associate producer Kelly Daniel. Thank everyone for sticking with us and for calling in, asking about your life and your money. Enjoy your weekend. Find some people, whether electronically, over the computer, or in person. Safely find people to spend time in your heart with. I'm Dr. John Deloney, joined here with my friend Anthony O'Neill. We're signing off. This has been The Dave Ramsey Show.